Zimbabwe is rich in cultural heritage and skilled artisans. Noting strong international demand for handcrafted products, Zimtrade actively supports producers to improve quality, packaging, and compliance, enabling access to regional and global markets. Next into the nest is an entrepreneur looking to carve out his place in this thriving market.
Facing business owners today is a big step for me because I'm going to get insights that will help me to develop my business and to know really how it is to be a business person who is going towards a successful route. Hi, my name is Lemio Mchamaya. I'm the founder and creative director of Legend Rock Art and Crafts. Legend Rock Art and Crafts is a business that produces miniature to palm-size art and craft pieces made from natural rocks which are found within Zimbabwe. These natural rocks include, but are not limited to, verdite, opal, springstone, soapstone, red jasper, and malachite. Growing up, I was very fascinated about rocks. I played a little game which I called Stone Game. In this game, little rocks were people, bricks were cars, tree stumps were castles. When I was in my world, nothing could distract me. I built empires, I created worlds. Fast forward a couple of decades later, that fascination with rocks is now deep-rooted. Today, I've got the pleasure and grand privilege of presenting to you Legend Rock Pendants, which is the signature product line at Legend Rock Art and Crafts. So, Legend Rock Pendants can be worn either as a necklace, a bracelet, or an anklet. But this is not just a fashion accessory. There is deeper meaning depicted in the design. So the designs are eclectic, meaning that they are derived from different sources of inspiration. And the designs are so varied. When we're creating Legend Rock pendants, every day can have a different design or a different sway in terms of designs. I started selling pendants in 2016 in the Garden Route in Cape Town, South Africa. I was introduced to pendants by a friend who is an artist. When I was selling them then, they were not branded. I was trading as a cross-border trader. And I traded as a cross-border trader for a couple of years, up until 2017. 2017, I joined a group of cross-border traders who were going to sell their wares overseas. So the first market that we sold our products was in Germany. We sold at the Bazaar Berlin. Then after that, we attended Artigiano in Fiera, which is the largest art and craft market in the world. It spans for about 10 days, and within those 10 days, you get about 1.6 million visitors. So then I still did not have a business and I did not have a brand. And that need brought about Legend Rock Pendants. And already we're targeting a $350 billion jewelry industry. So in that industry, we are carving out our niche as Legend Rock Art and Crafts. Thank you.
A confident pitch from Lemuel, having carved out a niche with his jewelry-sized stone pendants. The entrepreneur is certain that they belong on the export stage. Now, the judges are ready with their questions.
And tell us a little about your financials, about how much you've been making from your current tours you've gone around.
When we went to Bazaar Berlin in 2019, I got a revenue of about 1,500 euros from those 4 days. Then Besides the pendants, we've got other product lines that we are pushing as well. But like I mentioned, the pendants are our signature product line.
What was your revenue last year?
I took a bit of a break. When I came from the 2019 show, there was the COVID lockdown. And that time gave me a time to do an introspection into the business because it was greatly affected by that period in time. So I took a break from selling and I concentrated on production. So
the
currently
whole of last year you didn't sell anything?
we were strictly on production. So we managed to do stock of about 1,500 pendants and other product lines as well, which are in different stages of production. And that stock is worth just over 20,000 United States dollars.
A damning revelation from the entrepreneur. After taking a sabbatical from sales, the business recorded no revenue in the past financial year. It's a disclosure that raises eyebrows across the nest.
Why is demand fluctuating for your product if it's a global?
Mostly what I've noticed is it's seasonal, actually following the seasons like winter, summer. Yeah.
What do pendants have to do with season?
The thing is, the markets now.
Let me ask.
Yeah.
Any person who comes into this country is at an exhibition, is in Portugal at a show, is at Brazil at a Summerfest, is in Guangzhou, can see a pendant and say, I like this, let me buy it. Can even see it on your online store and buy it. But staying 1 year without selling, for me, it's a waste. It's a huge waste. You say you've got
2 years, eh?
Yeah, you say you've got 20,000 worth of stock, and you're not doing anything about it because you want to get to 40,000, and then what?
It seems the pitch is beginning to lose its form. Despite the beauty of the craftsmanship, the entrepreneur seems to be chipping away his export chances. Will he be able to recarve his presentation before it's set in stone?
I actually concur with what the other two judges have mentioned. I was a bit disturbed by the break or the sabbatical from producing because what this does is it gives an opportunity for clients to substitute your products with those of your closest competitors, which is not good for you. So sometimes when you even try and make a comeback, you might not even be able to make a comeback. However, I am very much convinced that because of your experience in Germany, this is a product that has been designed for the export market, and its viability has been tested, and this is an idea which is valid, and I think the gaps and the hiccups in your story are caused by the limited marketing that is evident in your pitch. But I'm ready to vote, and I'm ready to give you a yes, to say, you know what, take all the advice that we have given you, right? It's a yes from me.
The entrepreneur earns his first yes from Tubei. Despite the rough edges, she believes the business can be refined and sculpted into an export-ready venture. Will the other judges concur?
I like your packaging, and I really, for the life of me, can't understand why on earth you'd just be sitting on stock. You know, I come from retail, and what you want is to turn stock. You know, and also, I would imagine as an artist, you know, you've made this piece, you want to see somebody else enjoying it, but you're sitting with a room full of all of these, and nobody else is getting to enjoy them, you know, so we've got to change that very quickly. And from a selling perspective, you know, you actually don't have to go to a market to go and sell. And you've realized that but it also shouldn't be taking you a whole year to develop a website. And there's already selling platforms that you could have piggybacked on. You know, there's Etsy, which does a lot of things that are relating to arts and, you know, handmade items. You could have even put your things on Amazon. There's so many opportunities that you've missed. But those are all things that you'll get further training on. And I think that this could be something big. And I'm assuming that it's not just you who makes this, because you've been referring to we and us. So it's something that will impact not just you and your family, but a lot of other families. So it's a yes from me, but please stop sitting with stock.
My worry is the opportunity that you don't take advantage of. 2022, when the market was opening, ZT talked about how tourism was high, it was flying, and that was an opportunity. I would have loved to have heard you say, you know, straight from this pitch, this very weekend, I've raised money, I'm going to be in Paris at the Olympics, because the whole world is going to come there. I've tasted how Europeans can spend on that. And now I'm going to a stage where more people are coming all over the world who've got the opportunity to buy this product, right? If you could have made that amount of money in 4 days, you have no idea what, and I'm pretty sure there are others like you who are actually there as we speak with their products, going to that market knowing very well that people are just not coming to see sport. They're coming to experience culture. They're coming to spend on culture, you know? So from me, I think I could give you a yes.
Yeah. You know, one thing I love about your packaging, every piece has a story. So I'm going to help you pitch, right? I opened your feather here.
Yes.
And inside that, there's a little card which says, feathers appear when angels are near, right?
Yes.
That's a nice story, right? That somebody will be like, oh, wow, this represents an angel, right?
Yeah.
You've got another one with an eagle, and it says an eagle earns its honor from the storms it endures. See, that's some great motivation. So when somebody's wearing your pendant, they're just not wearing a bird, right?
Yes.
Everybody goes through tough times in life.
Yes.
But when you buy the eagle, you've got the eagle that's going to enjoy the storms and go above the clouds.
Yes.
And with your storytelling ability, you know, I would definitely, you know, buy into it. I know of artists like you who've sold, for instance, our Zimbabwe bed for $200,000 to a potential client because of the story he told about this, that, and the other, and somebody bought into it and was paid. You understand? And I like this. It's well packaged, but you're sitting on gold, right? You need to be very aggressive. Zvawagadzira zvakwana, chenda unotengesa kuti uwane mari, so that you can convert that and grow. I'm going to give you a yes. 4 yeses. I'm putting a lot of emphasis on you because you can potentially be the game changer in your industry, because already your packaging is on point. You've got great product, but then what you're lacking is the conversion of product to great sales. So congratulations, 4 yeses, and we hope you implement all these things we've told you, and you go and you put your products all over so people can see it.
Okay.
Thank you for coming. Congratulations.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you.
It looks like Lemuel is moving on to the next stage. The judges agree that the venture holds enough promise to find its place in markets beyond our borders.
I came to this program to win. So winning will mean that my business is boosted. As young entrepreneurs, we face a lot of hurdles and some of them financial and some of them in terms of know-how. So winning means that my business has got 10 to new heights.
The Eagle's Nest Youth Export Incubator, proudly brought to you by Zimtrade and EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.